leading property economist has warned millions of Australian renters could soon face big rent rises as the real estate market changes after the government's big reforms to housing taxes.
Now, the caution comes as the once crowded Saturday home auctions struggle to draw buyers and house prices themselves have started to fall. And that leading property economist is right here with us, Ray White's chief economist, Nerida Conisbee. Morning to you, Nerida. OK, so what sort of an impact is the lowering in clearance rates having?
Definitely an impact on house prices. So already we're starting to see in markets like Sydney and Melbourne, Canberra, they're starting to pull back. So month on month there has been declines. In other markets though, it's definitely slowed. So if you have a look at a market like Perth and Brisbane, they were running at a sort of around 15 to 20% price growth. That's now running at sort of 10 to 15%, but we do expect it to continue to draw back.
Yeah, so obviously no good if you do have property as an investment, but if you're a first home buyer, this is a bit of an opportunity presented here.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is the aim of the budget, was really to try and calm price growth. The problem is, though, the budget also discourages investment in housing, and as a result, rents are rising rapidly at the moment, and we expect that to continue.
There's the massive concern there. Talk to us about rent prices. What are you predicting they go up by?
So if we have a look in Melbourne over the past 5 years, there was a lot of policies enacted to try and discourage investment. So it did calm price growth. So prices have only moved by about 10%, but rents have gone up by 30%. So it's been quite a difference in terms of what's happened to rents compared to pricing.
So what levers are here then, I suppose, for the government to actually implement these changes that they clearly want to do without seeing those rents skyrocket and sort of pricing people out of the market?
Yeah, the problem is a shortage of housing, and I know a lot of economists go on and on about it, but if we do supply the homes that we need, it will lead to a calming of both prices and rents. The problem is it's very difficult to build at the moment. It's very expensive to build. As a result, it's hard to get the levels of supply we need. We're also not really building the right homes necessarily. We're building big homes, 4-bedroom homes, and when we have a look at the types of households that are growing, it does tend to be single-person households.
Really?
So is this just a case of the government sort of tinkering around the edges from your perspective here and not addressing the substantive issue here? We need more homes. We need more houses built.
Yeah, and this is a challenge for them because it's hard to build. So it's not easy to just change tax policy and suddenly you get a whole lot of homes being built. So they've tried. They've got a target.
Targets, but they keep falling. But like the note.
Yeah. So the target is 1.2 million homes over 5 years. We've never built that many, and so what they're doing now is trying to tinker with tax policy, and it will calm pricing. There's no doubt, and that will help first home buyers. But it doesn't address the problem that we just don't have enough homes in the right places.
Put it into perspective for us. If you're buying and selling in the same market, little impact, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's, look, for first home buyers, the fact it's calming is a lot less stressful to transact in. But even someone who's upgrading, the fact that you're selling in a slower market does also give you more time to make decisions. So, I don't think anyone thinks that prices moving at sort of 20% plus, even 10% plus is sustainable or even great news. But the challenge is that this price growth will shift to rental growth, and this is a challenge.
So if we're looking at a 10% drop-off, where does that take us back to? When was the last time that houses were 10% less than they are now?
July last year. Right. So if you go to Perth, it was, in about January. So, it's not really leading to affordability. It is leading to a calming of price growth. Yeah. Affordability is quite a different matter, and that requires a lot of homes being built over quite a quick time period.
All right, Nerida, thank you so much.
Thank you.